Dequan Townsend versus Duško Todorović is a middleweight bout. Dequan Townsend has achieved a record of 21 wins, 11 losses. Duško Todorović has achieved a record of 9 wins with absolutely no losses. Alright, so Dequan Townsend is currently 34 years old. Duško Todorović is currently 26 years old, which means that Duško Todorović is going to have a slight age advantage in this fight. Now, Dequan Townsend is currently 6 foot 3 inches tall, has a 79-inch reach, and Duško Todorović is 6 foot 1 inch tall and has a 74-inch reach, which means Dequan Townsend has a 2-inch height advantage and a 5-inch reach advantage, so that could definitely play a part in the fight's outcome. Alright, so on Tapology, Duško Todorović currently has 90% of the votes. 10% of the votes are going to Townsend. Most of these votes are actually KOs. Literally, 67% of the votes are KO for Todorović, and 10% of the votes are for Townsend by KO. So this is a huge lopsided prediction for Duško Todorović. I mean, the odds for this fight, the betting odds for this fight, are minus 325 for Duško Todorović and plus 255 for Dequan Townsend. Alright, so Dequan Townsend started his career off with a nice decision win, but in his second ever pro MMA bout, ended up losing by unanimous decision. After that loss, he came back with 3 straight first round KOs in a row, but in his next fight after that, ended up losing by unanimous decision. After that loss, he came back with a first round KO, a third round KO, and a second round rear naked choke submission, but in his next fight after that, against David Evans, ended up losing by unanimous decision. After that loss, he had a huge streak where he ended up getting 2 first-round KOs in a row, a third-round TKO, a unanimous decision, a third-round KO, a second-round triangle choke, and then another second-round triangle choke, but in his next 2 fights, he ended up losing by decision. After those 2 losses, he came back with a first-round KO, but in his next 2 fights after that as well, ended up losing by decision and a first-round submission. After those 2 losses, he came back with a decision win over Timothy Woods, a first-round head kick KO, another first-round head kick KO, and a third-round guillotine choke. But in his next fight against Jamal Hill, who is currently doing very good in the UFC right now, he ended up losing by unanimous decision. After that loss, he came back with a split decision win over Portland Pringle III and a first-round guillotine choke. And all of that got him into the UFC, where he ended up losing 3 straight fights in a row. One to Dalka Lungjimpa by third-round TKO, a unanimous decision to Bavon Lewis, and most recently a unanimous decision to Davon Clark. Honestly, he's 0-3 inside of the UFC, so if he loses this fight, he's going to get cut from the promotion. Alright, now let's take a look at his opponent, Duško Todorović. Alright, so Duško Todorović had a very good start to his pro MMA career, as in his first ever fight, he had a first round guillotine choke, followed by 2 decision wins in a row, and then a first round KO, a second round rear naked choke submission, a first round KO, another first round TKO, a first round KO, and then most recently a unanimous decision win over Teddy Ash on the Contender Series, and all of those fights got him a shot in the UFC against Dequan Townsend. Alright guys, honestly, I'm sort of agreeing with those Tapology predictions. I mean, for 67% of the votes to be KOs for Todorović, I mean, that's gotta say something. And if you look at his record, he has amazing power. I mean, he's gonna unleash his power on this fight. Dequan Townsend does not have the best chin. So, I mean, I think Todorović can get a land in this fight, and I do think he could drop Dequan Townsend. I don't think it's going to be like a one-punch knockout. I don't think it's going to be a knockout. I think he's going to knock Dequan Townsend down, finish up with some nice punches, and get the win by TKO in the second round. Alright, if you agree, disagree, or have something to say, make sure to put in the question below, and I respect to every single one of those comments. Make sure to like, subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss the absolute best MMA content out there. It's been fun, but I'm out of here.